Hello and Namaste. In continuation with the double integrals, we have already started with the change of order of integration. We are dealing here with the part 2. Part 2 contains a question which is little different. The concept is little different than the part 1. Change the order of integration from minus a to a, integration from 0 to y square by a, f of x comma y dx dy. Sorry. So if you'll observe here, again the same concept what we have used in the part 1, the x and y are the variable, check the innermost integral. Innermost integral is depending on the y, that means the y is present, x is absent, therefore the inner integral is for x, outer integral is for y. According to that we have to write down, so inner integral is for x, so we have to write down here dx, and we need to have the x variable first. Again, if you'll observe here, we have to find out 1, 2, 3, 4 on this particular curves. So x is equals to 0. So this is the first curve, x is equals to 0, which is nothing but the y-axis. Then y-axis is this. If you'll observe here, this is the y-axis. I've just taken all the curves independently. We have not yet plotted all the curves in the one graph, but we are just going ahead what exactly the graph is. X is equals to y square by a is a parabola which is symmetric to x-axis. You can easily check these points. For one value of x, we have got two values of x. So if it is 1 over here, these are the two values for this. 1 for 1x, we have got the two values because of the square of the y present. And this is what we are going to get, the parabola which is symmetric to x-axis. Third is y is equals to minus a, which is a line parallel to x-axis and passing through y is equals to minus a. So we'll be having something like this, which is y is equals to minus of a. Similarly, the fourth one is y is equals to a, which is a line parallel to x-axis passing through y is equals to a. So we'll be having y is equals to a. So y is equals to minus a to y is equals to a is the outer restriction for this particular curve. That means, in short, we can go ahead and check that the region is bounded by the y-axis, the parabola y square is equals to ax, and the line y is equals to minus a and y is equals to a. These are the four different curves we have to consider whenever we are plotting them in the one graph. Before going ahead, if you observe here, before going ahead, we have to understand how this particular four curves will look like, or four curves will be there on the graph, and that's the reason we need to understand the point of intersection of all of them. Suppose point of intersection we need to find out for y square is equals to x and y is equals to minus of a. So if you'll observe here, this is nothing but this, we can easily check that y is equals to a minus a, so we are putting minus a the whole square is equals to a. So we are replacing y by minus a in this particular equation. So this is a square is equals to ax, that is x is equals to a, we got it as the first curve. So if x is equals to a, what would be the y? Y is minus of a. So the point of intersection for this particular curve would be a comma minus of a. A comma by a is my x, minus a is y. Similarly, if you'll observe, we have got y square is equals to x and y square is equals to x, and I think it's a plus a. Y is equals to a. So if you'll observe here, this is nothing but a square is equals to ax, and again we are going to get the same. That means the point a comma a, because it's giving you x is equals to a. Therefore the point is a comma a and a comma minus a. These are the 2 point of intersection. That means in this case, x is equals to y square by a to y is equals to minus a. This is what we have got it from the original question, and therefore if you observe here, this is the question which we have given to us. So x is moving from 0 to y square by a, y is moving from minus a to a, and this is the restriction. Again, if you wanted to plot all these curves in one graph, we can easily check that along with their points of intersection, we can check that this is a parabola which is y square is equals to x, this is the line which is a y-axis, and this is the y is equals to a line, and this is y is equals to minus a line. So we have got these four different curves. Again, to plot these four curves, we need to have the intersections. So y square is equals to x and y is equals to a, this particular line. So this is the one line, this is the parabola intersecting in this a comma a. Similarly, y square is equals to x and y is equals to minus a is intersecting in a comma minus of a. So this is the point R. So we are going to get something, the curve something like this, which we can easily check it on the particular slide. Now I've drawn it here. If you'll observe here, this is what is we have to understand. The inner integral is for given for x. That means we need to consider a strip parallel to x-axis to identify the region for this particular curve. Now I've already identified the region over here, but yes, let me explain you that. So if you'll observe here, while doing this particular curve, we have to understand this end and this end of the curve. So now if you observe here, this end is nothing but the lower limit. This is the lower limit of the curve. So what is the lower limit? X is equals to 0. X is equals to 0 is nothing but the y-axis. So we have to have this particular y-axis to start with the curve. So we do not have to consider this part of the curve. So we do not have to consider this part of the curve because it's starting from x is equals to 0 onwards. Another part is, if you need to check the upper part, or you can say the right hand side of the curve, is nothing but this is the upper limit. This is the upper limit. Upper limit is lying on x is equals to y square by a. Y square by a. So this is the curve, or you can say this particular strip which is lying on y square is equals to x. Now again there is another part we have to understand first, that is y is equals to a to y is equals to minus a to y is equals to a. That means the restriction for this particular curve or particular region would be this part. Sorry. This is the part, or this is the strip wherein this entire curve will lie. So we have to understand this first. Y is equals to minus a to y equals to a. The region would lie somewhere in between y is equals to minus a to y is equals to a. And then we'll be considering the strip which is this lower part, or you can say the lower limit and the upper limit of this x-axis. And we can easily check that this is the part which we can easily check, and which we can say that this is the part which we have to consider for this one. Again, if you'll observe this end, if you'll consider this part as well as this part, it is also the same part what we are going to get it. It is again lying from x is equals to 0 to x is equals to y square by a. Hence, both the parts or both this particular sections would be the part of this particular area or particular region which has been given to us using this integral. Now, this is what is given to us. We have to change the order of integration. What exactly means? The change of order of integration, we need to integrate first with respect to y. Now in this particular case, we are integrating this with respect to x first. But whenever we want to change the order of integration, we have to integrate with respect to y first. Therefore, we need to divide the region into two subregions, ORS and OPQ. Let me show you that. Why this is happening into two different regions? Because we need to have a vertical strip in this particular region, and which will be a parallel to y-axis. So now why we have to consider here two regions? Let me explain you. If you observe here, this particular region and this particular region, they are different whenever we are considering a strip parallel to y-axis. Why? Because if you observe here in the particular OQP, in OQP, that is in this yellow part, if you observe the lower end of the particular curve is lying on this particular parabola. But whenever we are considering this is a parabola and it's a limit of y, it is nothing but y is equals to square root of ax. Whenever we are considering this end of the curve, it is a line, or otherwise let me just explain it with this one. So lower end of this particular curve is lying on y is equals to minus a. So that means the lower end of this curve of this particular first area and the second area is different. And therefore we can easily check the lower limit of the y-axis is different. Similarly, if you observe here the upper end of this y-axis or particular strip on the first area, that is the yellow part, if you observe here, it is on y is equals to a, wherein the upper end of this particular the green part, it's lying on y is equals to minus of square root of ax. And that's the reason we need to have two different parts. Now let us understand this particular this one again in the detail. Now if you observe, this is what we have to understand. First is in the subregion ORS. So in the ORS, that means here we are considering the part which is in green color. So this is what a green color we have considered here. Green color, what is that? As I have already explained you, if you consider a strip parallel to y-axis, we have to understand the lower end and the upper end for the inner integral y. So this y is from y is equals to minus a, because the lower end of this particular curve is lying on y is equals to minus a. Upper end is on the curve this, which is y is equals to minus of square root of ax. Because in this area, if you observe here, this is the negative y. negative y. So all these points on this particular curve or particular parabola will be lying which are they are negative, and that's the reason is y is equals to minus of square root of ax. Similarly, if you understand the moment of this x-axis, that means how this x-axis is moving over here in this region or this strip. So strip will start from here. It's a convention. Strip will start from here, here, here until it will come till the point of R here. That means that strip will start from the y-axis. The y-axis, the limit, or you can say the equation of a y-axis is x is equals to 0, and it is reaching towards the point R. That is what we have taken the intersection points, and this is nothing but till the point A. So the limit of x is equals to, the limit of x is 0 to A. This is what we have got it. And if you wanted to write down this particular limit, or you can say the I1 part, or this is what is I1 part is 0 to A, integration x is equals to 0 to A, integration from y is equals to minus A to minus of square root of ax. This is for the first part, or you can say the part of green color. Similarly, if you observe the next part which is in the yellow color, we can easily check that the lower end is of the particular curve is on the line y is equals to plus square root of ax. So if you observe here, these are the point which are positive y over here. So the lower end is lying on this, upper end is lying on y is equals to a, and the moment of this particular x will move from here till here. So this particular curve will move like this. It is moving from the point O to the point Q. So or otherwise this line OP to the point towards the point Q. So if you observe here, this particular point P is nothing but having the ordinates as 0, a, because this is a line y is equals to a. So this x is moving from 0 to positive a, and therefore if you observe, x is moving from 0 to a, y is moving from square root of ax to y is equals to a, because the upper end is on this, and this is what is the integral we are going to get it. This has to be I is equals to I2 is equals to, and therefore we can easily check that this was the original question, or the original limit has been given, and in that case, as this inner integral is for x, we have to consider strip parallel to x-axis. It's been changed to the strip parallel to y-axis, and this particular one area or one particular part is getting divided into two, and this is what is the final answer of change of order of integration. Now we need not to evaluate here because the function has been given to us as f of x comma y. So we have to keep the answer as it is for this particular case. Yeah, and this is the self-observation slide, which is a favorite of mine. It's been given to you along with the answers. Please try to solve the questions, and if at all any doubt or any question, put me in the comment section so that I can address them. I hope you have understood this. Please stay connected, stay tuned for the upcoming sessions, which are again different what we have discussed on. Thank you. Happy learning.